on the particular words, and therefore Upanishads is careful. So he basically says what is the original word, what Sayana said, what A said, and what B said, and why he chooses this particular is all in the English commentary, sorry, Sanskrit commentary. Kabbalist Sanskrit is very beautiful Sanskrit. It's not the Kalidasa and company. Beautiful Sanskrit. Therefore, people like me could take it, translate it, and so for that which he had not done, I translated using. He said, so this is what our Kapari mentioned to his disciple. People who want to come later, they have to use my translations as the basis, as the hints for expanding the other translations and others. Okay. Therefore, so that is one. The Krishna Yajurveda, so basically what we have done is in the Rigveda, 10 mandalas have become for really 12 books for us, and Yajurveda has become 4 books for us, and Samaveda 2 books, Atharvaveda and Yajurveda, that is Krishna Yajurveda. Shukla Yajurveda, another 2 volumes, and Samaveda 2 volumes, Atharvaveda 6 volumes. So 26 volumes are there, all of them from Sanskrit to English. Each of the 4 padas are spelled out, and we give the Sanskrit version of the padas as well as the English translation of the padas. In some of the earlier versions, we even gave a transliteration, Roman transliteration, but later we found out it was too expensive, so we did not do it. In addition, what we did was, of course, people don't really read these big volumes, I am aware of it. So people are all interested in smaller books. They want to know, for example, what is, so all of us want peace, that is this idea. Where are the peace mantras? Yes, we are the peace mantras. It is a book of 68. So we published lots of smaller books, 80 pages. One of the IAS people in the Karnataka government was telling me, I take your book Saturday evening and finished after Sunday morning, 80 pages, 100 pages, no problem. Quite happy with it. That's what he was telling me. So we have books with the title Peace and the Health and Healing Mantras and Manifestation of Bliss, the idea of the wedding and the idea of japa. So all the different topics, whatever the smaller books we could do, we publish all of them, English only. See, my point was in coming back to India, my idea was not spreading the knowledge in the America and that sort of thing. Far from it, my idea was spreading the knowledge of the Veda in India. Therefore, in India, the main point of the Indian languages. Therefore, my focus, of course, was in Karnataka. Therefore, it is the Kannada language. Therefore, we focus our attention on turning all of these English sentences, not the Sanskrit, directly English to Kannada. Therefore, we have completed all of them. I had my excellent collaborator, R.V. Jagirdar, who did all of the work with several other translators. Therefore, then, once it was there that our exposure also got by people understood what we were saying, and we gave basically the short courses for them in slum schools also, because we want not to the international schools and that sort of thing, but the slum schools where we thought, hey, will it be useful for them? All of them said they had not heard the word Veda, their parents hadn't heard the word Veda, but still they were quite happy with that sort of thing. And therefore, that is in some sense, therefore we have 150 books in all. We are the only publishing house in India. We are publishing in 6 different languages, English, Sanskrit, and then Kannada, then Tamil, then Telugu and Malayalam. Of course, one book we have published, and Hindi and Marathi. The smaller books we have published in all the languages. But the big set is already done in English and Kannada. In Kannada, it's been working on. And most of the people who do translations for us, I come from the tribe of engineers, we are quite happy with them. Therefore, one of the engineers who was retired from Babcock Wilcox, chief engineer, he said, I can handle your Tamil translations very well, no problem, you take it. Another person who was working with the Bosch company, he said, I can handle your Atharvaveda translations, no problem. Therefore, in some sense, people are coming and saying, they can handle it, they are competent people. Therefore, some of them know Sanskrit, some of them don't know, but they can understand. They have doubt, they come to me. What do you mean by this sentence? Yes, I can tell you what it means by the sentence. Therefore, it is with that, see, remember I had no other support. It was my complete savings I had as a professor of electrical and computer engineering at Purdue. And that was what I didn't go to people asking for me. I know very well, people don't give money so easily. Therefore, that I was very conscious of that fact very easily. The beginning itself, before I spent all of my money, I was quite happy doing that, and so we have come so far about this one. And Atharvaveda you should read precisely not only because of that, because it has a wealth of information and day-to-day life. For example, most of you do not know, for example, we take the idea of a vivaha, wedding. published a, because of popular demand, we published a small book on Viha in Kannada. Later people said we want English also, therefore we said English, okay, published. Therefore the mantras recited in the Veda, in the Vivahasana, so many of them are in the Rig Veda or Atharva Veda. Both of them are the marriage sutras and that sort of thing. Very interesting. As a matter of fact, some of you may be surprised to hear, one of the mantras says, the elders bless the lady, the person, the bride, for example. How they present, you become Samrajni Bhava, you become the Samrajni for your mother-in-law, Samrajni for your father-in-law, Samrajni for your sister-in-law, the Nadana, Nadini, and that sort of thing. So it's very, very interesting one, the address given by the husband to the wife to the husband, and the advice given by the people at large. But the idea always, remember, in the Veda, as I mentioned earlier, symbolism, symbolism, symbolism. Without understanding symbolism, you can't go much ahead. So my great contribution of the English translation is putting footnotes and asking, hey, what is symbolism he is referring to? Therefore I have to give, in addition to the translation, I have to give footnotes explaining the symbolism. Therefore nothing is complete without that. Therefore it is not. Therefore, as I told you, I mentioned the word Satyam, Rutam. Therefore, we speak of not only the symbolism of the gods, what does Agni mean, Indra means, that sort of thing. Symbolism of words, Nadi means. Nadi is not simply, for example, take water. Some of you do Sandhya Vandana mantras, you say, Apo-Hishta Mayo Bhuvaha. You repeat that. But Apaha there is not mere word, mere water. In Sanskrit, the work by which you get your work done, that is apaha. Therefore, what is it? Therefore, apaha is not simple ordinary water. Of course, it's included, but it is the class of the dynamical energies. Apo hishtaha mayo bhuvaha. May they give us happiness. Mayo bhuvaha. Happiness or what? Mahe ranaya chakshase. Chakshase, to see what? Mahe Rana. Rana is enjoyment or that which gives us bliss. Therefore, by doing the work, you automatically get the bliss also. One of the key points. You see, in Veda describes see, it speaks of, shall we say, how do you get your joy? The argument is, normally you go to take a walk in the park, but your full head is full of the thoughts and you are not very aware of all the plants and everything around you, therefore you come back. But Veda says, these Madhu mantras are there. Madhu means honey. Therefore, it's the famous mantra, it is in the first mandala, 89 Sutta. Madhuvaka Rudhayate. Rudhayate for the person who seeks the Rudam, the truth. Madhu Vata, Vata the wind, blows the sweetness. Therefore, if you pay attention, then Madhuksharanti Sindhavaha. When the waters flow making their noise, they, for that person who is open and everything else, looking then for him, this noise is also a Madhu. And all the plants and the trees nearby, Madhu, Oshadayaha, Vanaspatayaha, the plants and the trees, they are also Madhu. So one Madhu, happiness, is automatically available in nature. Okay. Veda says there is another method also of enjoyment. That is via work. That is Soma. Soma, it is true, there is some sort of a plant is there which Jews they crush and use it for the ritual. It is there. But it has no intoxicating properties. We have thousands of books. No one mentions it. It's not true. But what is it? Rigveda itself mentions the idea. Those people the wise people who know of Soma, they know it cannot be drunk. That is the idea. Therefore, it is not a liquid that can be drunk. So what is it? Therefore, the idea in the Veda is to, again, symbolism. How do you crush a plant? You have a top stone and a bottom stone, you put it, you crush it. That is the idea. Remember those of you, especially among the younger people, I don't think much where we did the same thing for the grains also. In the same method, so with the Visoma, what do we do? The two stones are there. Symbolically, the top stone refers to the power of the mind, heaven. The bottom stone refers to the power of the earth or the matter. If any work is really a effect transforming, what is work after all? Transformation of energy and power from one form to another. What is cooking? You take all the grains and that sort of thing, you transform it. That's the idea. Therefore, we need the mental power and the physical power. So when you do that, what happens with the work consciously? Then the bliss drips from there. The joy drips from there. That's why it is called Soma. So what do we do when the joy drips? First of all, I say, I don't take credit for it. Oh God, it is you who arranged everything. I feed it back to you. And therefore Indra accepts it and increases the joy and the work quality of the work and that sort of thing. Therefore, the idea is for we Hindus, for example, it is not, we don't believe, we believe actually, that work is not simply, as you know, in modern times, you get only for a paycheck. We do work because it is a source of enjoyment and gives us a life satisfaction also. And therefore, in any work, always remember it is 99.99/1 rule comes into being. Take your cooking. Therefore, what do you do in cooking? You get something A, B, C, D, mix and heat and stir, and lo and behold, and heat, and lo and behold, you have a dish. You have absolutely no idea how the rice seeds got the ricey taste and how the sambar got the taste of the different vegetables, how each vegetable has a different taste and that sort of thing. So all of it is arranged by the cosmic powers. That's what is called as yajna. Therefore, this yajna is there. That's a very powerful idea. For we get only 1%. Therefore, that's it. The Bhagavad Gita says, don't claim all the results for your work. Karmanye vadikaraste na pareshu kadachana. Therefore, remember, your work is done, cooking is done, but it is not completely your power. Your contribution is 1%. It is nature which has contributed 99%. Basically, therefore, be aware of it and be thankful for it. Therefore, that's why we in Taittiriya use the word annamna nindyate. Don't criticize the food. Annamna parichakshita. Don't throw away the food. Annam bahukurvita. Make the food grow more food and that sort of thing. So all of it is in our basic idea. I have one more question and I will stop. See, Bhagavad Gita, I told you about this Atharva Veda. It is an extraordinary book. I told you one aspect of Atharva Veda. What is the aspect I told you? It is the Bhumi Sukta. That how it is the first document on the environmentalism and other things. Okay. Another point is, see, in India, we have so many good sayings called as Subhashita. So they are called as, for example, don't fear death, you are not going to die, go forward safely, and all of those different Subhashitas are there. People always thought it was done by somebody in 1100s Christian era and that sort of thing. But the original source of the Subhashitas is in the Atharva Veda. I have traced about 500 of them and I have put it in my book also. All the Subhashitas in some sense, they are all very interesting. It says, you think you two people are conspiring to do something in secret. Always remember the Varuna, the third person, is watching all of you. Therefore, there can be any secrecy, it can always be leaked out and other things, you see. For all of these words, we see. So what we have done is, I told you about the small books also. We have the fair, what we did was, essentials of Rig Veda, essentials of Yajur Veda, essentials of Sama Veda, essentials of Atharva Veda. These are the 4 books, most important books. And I wrote another small book called Why Read Rig Veda. That's 15 years ago, people were asking me, they thought Veda was completely useless and therefore I should do something else. So I write a small book called Why I Should Read, everybody should read Rig Veda. Why read Rig Veda? So that has been translated into 6 or 7 different languages. So, and then, that book is still interesting, but the essentials of Rig Veda tells us everything. What is the definition of mantra? People always ask the question, a mantra has 2 parts in it. Mantra means mananam trayate. So, mantra means in some sense, there is the sound part of it. There is the meaning part. In the course of centuries, all the Pandits, Purohits, they didn't forget the meaning. They don't leave this out. They're just like a CD, that is the idea. Therefore, simultaneously, when you can do, understand the meaning and the word, and when you utter a meaning, for example, just now we uttered Agni Mile Purohitam. That is the first phrase of our Rigveda. Agnim Ile, I adore Agni. Purohitam, Purohita is to place, Purohitam is placed in front. Because Agni is our leader, he is the person who makes our work complete. Yajnasya Devam, he is the Lord of the Yajna. He is Rutvika, he endows it with the truth. And Ratna Dhatamam. Ratna in the Veda doesn't mean your Ratna jewel, it means ecstasy. Therefore, he supports the ecstasy within his Dhata into support. Ratna Dhatamam. Therefore, the symbolism, meanings of the word, symbolism, all of it is there. For to get a handle of it, But of course, grades are there. Remember, physics is there. There is the physics for the 5th graders, physics for the 10th graders, physics for the PhD students. Therefore, it's possible to go from grade to grade also. So people are asking the question in the morning, what is the role of the Vedic idea? The Vedic idea is, see, Veda doesn't speak of a single thing like it is a realization of Brahman. That's not the idea. It says our idea should be all-sided perfection. And all-sided perfection cannot be reached in one step. It is like climbing a big hill. How do? You go to the first peak and second peak and third peak and fourth peak. You go to the first peak, come down. Go to second peak, come down. Third and that sort of thing. Mantra is there, 1 point and point 2. Yet Sanoho Sano Maruhat. Sanu is the peak. You go from one peak of perfection to the other peak. Bhuri aspakta kartvam. If you are always staying at the bottom, you will never get anything. You start working, will there be any help for me? Yes. Indro astham chetati. Indra will give you the help. Not only of the theoretical help, Vrishtam yejati. He will bring agents to you who will help you particularly in your journey also. That is the idea of Yatsano Saramarukat. So Vedic idea is, in some sense, you will be happy. All of us be happy. Our life, the rebirth idea is very simple in the Rigveda. It appears again and again. You are not taking a rebirth just to be punished for the so-called bad things you did in your life. That's all very childish. That's all. You get enough misery in this world as it is. You don't have to be doubly punished for that. The idea is you are given a new birth, a new choice. Let us suppose I am a software person. I want to become a musician. Next birth you will become a musician. You will have that. For each birth we add on things. Before it is all-sided justification, perfectness is there. So that's all possible. That is the Vedic theory of rebirth and that sort of thing. It opens a brand new chapter in understanding our whole life in comparison with the other things also. So 1 hour, I have taken 1 hour. I stop here and thank you. Any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
I think there is plenty of time.
Yeah. Before some person come here and translate.
I think we have plenty of time for question answer, but I will request Dr. Naran Swamiji to moderate today's session.
These are the organizers of this event. He came a little bit late. Dr. Vinod Ambastha.
So my point is, I can't hear. So, therefore, any questions, you will get. Say, I cannot hear. I can hear only my right ear. Therefore, any questions you have? Yes, sir.
When did you get the idea of doing all this thing from computer science to the Vedic studies?
Sir, it's a long story. To make short of the 1980s, see, we come from what we call, even though we are after all Brahmins, we have a culture that it is our work. It is not somebody else's work, so the Griffith or that sort. It is our work. Therefore, we knew that something has to be done. Well, my eye-opener was one of my students, took me to the National Library in Washington, D.C. I go to the racks, I see beautifully bound Islamic books, beautifully bound our Christian books. Go to Hindu, the Veda is tattered book, really tattered, closed open. That's all the copy of Veda they had. Then I said, it's really, I'm ashamed that our book has been. So first thing I had to do was bring out a new edition of the Rigveda. that which is readable and beautiful. We are believers in beauty. And therefore, then, of course, I started once I got my tenure at Purdue, till the I was busy, then I started reading on the Indian culture and the Upanishads and that sort of thing. Simultaneously, this idea started that I have to do something, what it is, and later when I started becoming more familiar, hey, it does require a complete work. In the beginning, I didn't think that I had all the capabilities to do the work. Later, I think the kingdom of the blind man is the king. That is the idea. Therefore, in this world, after all, I am the most competent person among the available. Therefore, I started the work and completed it, all with my own resources. So only recently, some friends have come and sponsored individual book centers. I knew very well people at large, especially in India, they will not. They may give money to build a temple, but they will never give money to publish a book. That is not in our culture. Therefore, in some sense, I hope you people have a little better idea than that.
Applies here also. Applies here also. Do you give lectures in India, spreading the word in India as well?
Are you giving lectures in India to spread this message of Vedas?
Obviously, I am giving lectures. I am giving all the time. You see, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and sleep at 9:30, and my 9 to 5% of the time I am in waking. People call me for giving lectures all over Karnataka, sometimes outside also, they call me. And therefore, automatically, that's part of my job. Every morning, Monday and Wednesday, I have a class. Monday, Veda class and Upanishad class. Monday morning, 6:30 Monday and 6:30 Wednesday. Therefore, that's actually part of my job. Yes.
I will ask from here. You must have been asked this question before. Is this all the compilation done by Vyas, or many other people have written those sutras?
The question is the compilation by Vyasa or many others have written the sutras? All the rishis have put these mantras.
What is your understanding?
Let me complete this question.
Yeah.
What is your understanding? Where the sutras and shlokas came from? Vyas only compiled them, written by some other people, or a group of people have written, or we don't know the beginning?
The question is whether Vyasa recompiled them, Vyasa only classified, right? Or it was written by somebody else.
See, the point is mantras, we have no, we are asking questions about prehistory for which we have no hard data. All we know is the mantras were composed long time ago. First point. Mantras were composed long time ago. Now